Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. Yeah, we here, we doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Everybody? Y'all still with me? Y'all like me? Y'all love me? Does anybody care? Anywho, I'm gonna do a new series. I'm gonna try to get to as many as I can. Position battles. We're gonna go through positions. We're gonna talk about each position on the team. Excuse me. So I'm gonna start with the running backs. Now, before I get into that, I just want to talk about this Jamal Adams thing, right? Y'all already know I'm so sick of it. I was sick of talking about the Dak Prescott contract. I was sick of talking about the Earl Thomas thing when that came about, because we already know how that went down. Your wife came in on you and your brother butt naked with two girls with a gun. Mommy strapped. That part was hilarious. Anywho, because if he was a Dallas Cowboy, that situation would have went down totally different as far as the coverage on it, because you ain't hear nothing else about it. It was like, oh, we heard the story, boom. If he was a Dallas Cowboy, they would have been harping on that over and over and over again. You would have not, you would have been hearing about it forever, is basically what I'm saying. But the whole Jamal Adams thing is just like, it's annoying. It's just like, Twitter, Instagram, like every social media site, like these fake news articles, like okay. So this is the thing with the whole thing with the Jets, right? Everybody keeps speculating. Oh, they saw him in his G-Wagon and dude yelled out, "Hey, you coming to Dallas? I'm trying, bro." Yeah, you heard the video. We all heard the video. This is the thing. Yeah, he trying, but can he? No. Do the Cowboys have the space? Are the Cowboys willing? Are the Cowboys even in talks with the Jets? Were they ever in talks with the Jets? I don't really know. I don't think they were, to be honest with you. Because if this staff wanted to have Jamal Adams, they would have went and got him. But this is the thing. The caveat to that is this. The Jets want way too damn much for Jamal Adams. We've already talked about that. I mean, it's a joke. Remember last year when we talked about it, or earlier in the offseason, we talked about this. What they wanted, a first, a third, and they wanted one of our offensive linemen. No. Then now they want a first and Lyle Collins. A first, a third, and Lyle Collins for Jamal Adams. Yes, I understand that he's a really good safety. I understand he's only 25 years old. I understand he's one of the best safeties in the NFL. But do the Cowboys, do they value that position enough to get rid of a first? Because Jerry already said he ain't getting rid of no more firsts. I'm just saying. Not right now, anyway. They don't feel like they need to get rid of a first. Now, we did draft two really good cornerbacks, but we didn't really draft a safety. But we did get Ha Clinton Dix. We got some guys that can maybe do something. But he's on a 1-year contract. So the thing is, can you afford Jamal Adams? We know that he wants the money. That's the whole thing. The Jets aren't paying him. So if your own organization is having trouble paying you, what is the absolute problem? Now, their defensive coordinator just came out and said that he believes that he's going to get signed back by the Jets. Okay. So why haven't it been done yet? Because training camp is vastly approaching. We know that the Hall of Fame game is now canceled. So, that already shortens preseason as it is. So, what you going to do? But enough of that. I'm done talking about it. But like I said, I'm not giving up Lyle Collins in the first and third and all that other. I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. Anywho, with that being said, so the position breakdown, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the running backs right now, okay? So we got already on staff what we know right now. We know that Ezekiel Elliott is the starter. We know that Tony Pollard is his backup. And we know that Jamal Adams is the fullback. That's what we know. What we don't know is how this offense is going to move. We don't know who exactly, like, we know that Kellen Moore is the play caller, but we don't know if Mike McCarthy's going to come in and do his thing. We don't know how they're going to move yet. That's the part that we don't know. Also, what we don't know is, are they going to have 3 running backs and a fullback? Because we still got Jordan Chung. You got the undrafted guys, Darius Jet Anderson. You got Siwo, which is also another fullback / running back. You got a couple of running backs that are undrafted on this team, and I talked about them in my undrafted series. Go back and check that out. Now, who's going to jock for position? Who's going to make this team? Who's going to make the practice squad? What are we going to do? Now, let's start from the top. So you got Ezekiel Elliott, right? Ezekiel Elliott is your bell cow. Mike McCarthy hasn't worked with a running back as good as Ezekiel Elliott in the NFL yet. You know, Eddie Lacy was good, but he's not Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion. Never was. Because everybody kept complaining about why the Packers were pass heavy. Well, 2 reasons for that. You got Aaron Rodgers, which is a great quarterback. Then, like, they didn't have a great running game. So their strength was passing the ball. So that's what they did the most. Play action. So, you know, with the Cowboys, Mike McCarthy is probably salivating right now because you got Ezekiel Elliott, you got Tony Pollard. He's never had these type of weapons in the run game before. So this is huge. Think about it, guys. This is huge for the run game. We know what Ezekiel Elliott can do. There's no secret there. There's really not much to talk about. We know what he can do. Now, with Tony Pollard, when he came out, he was listed as a wide receiver / running back with Memphis. When he came out of Memphis, those were things he can do. He can also play special teams. He was also good at the kick and punt returns, things of that nature. When we did our breakdown of him when he came out in the draft, those are the things they talked about, how fast he was, how shifty he was, and how he could do. I don't think that he's an every down back. He's definitely a third down back, and he definitely is a change of pace back. And you can also use him in the passing game. So let's look at some numbers right quick. So last year, Tony Pollard had, he caught 15 balls for 107 yards and a touchdown. That was his receiving threat. That's not including what he did in the run game. And he did pretty good in the running game, too, in spot duty. Because he had that game with Miami when him and Zeke both had over 100 yards rushing that game. So you look at that game and you look at what they can do with these guys and bring these guys interchangeably. Hell, you can put them on the field at the same time, legitly. And I think that with what Tony Pollard can do, his skill set, it is, oh my God, it's so much, because us going with the West Coast offense now, it's so much that you can do with that. It's so many different things you can do with that. Throwing the ball out the backfield, spreading them out wide, putting him on a slant route, like a short sluggo. You can do that. You can do so many different things with Tony Pollard. And then also running the ball traditionally as well. So that part is already intriguing. And with what we have with Kellen Moore and this new coaching staff and bringing new ideas and doing different things and not being not just continuously doing the same thing like we were doing under Jason Garrett. Now, you got those 2 out of the way. Who's going to be your third? Now, you look at the fullback, Jamal Adams. I'm not done with him yet because I feel like with Jason Garrett, they didn't utilize him the best way that they could. We've seen what he did with the Raiders. We've seen that he can run the ball himself. We've seen that he can catch the ball as well. But those little trickery things they tried to do in Dallas didn't work because it wasn't right. It wasn't executed properly. And nor was it even called properly. So I just look at it like this. I think that Olawale has a skill set that they can utilize too with the fullback. I mean, they can do some things with that too because he can also do some of the things that these running backs can do. Now, we still have Jordan Chung. It's a reason why Jordan Chung is still here. They like him. You know what I mean? He's been a practice squad guy for a long time. I don't even know if he even still has practice squad eligibility. He's been on practice squad so long. But they keep bringing him back for camp because he's good. He's good enough to, play in the preseason games and do what they need to do. We just had such good running backs before and ahead of him that he just really never got a chance to maturate within the offense that we run. But you never know. If they decide they want to keep 3 running backs, he can get that 3rd spot behind Tony Pollard. Who knows? Again, you got Darius Anderson. You got Sewell, you got these other guys out here that are jockeying for position. So it's going to be a good battle. They're creating competition. That's what it's all about, creating that competition. Now, with that being said, the biggest thing that adds this whole thing together is what they do with Dak Prescott in this offense. Now that Dak Prescott has signed his tender, we have him at least for this year. Now, with that out the way, we can concentrate on what he's going to do and how he's going to produce on the field. We know that Dak Prescott can throw the ball. We know that he can actually run the ball, too. So, having him in the run game under contract, we can do some things with that, too. The threat of him running. The RPO. The run-pass option. The different things that he's good at doing. The shotgun plays that he's done in college. The things that worked well for him at Mississippi State. The things that we did with him his rookie year that made him comfortable transitioning to the NFL. You could do these things with him now. You could run the ball with him. Just him running as a threat. Because will keep the defense on their heels. Because now you got to worry about Dak Prescott running. You worry about Zeke. You got Tony Pollard. Good luck. Not to mention the wide receivers that we already have. I'm not even mentioning wide receivers because it's not their turn yet. We're talking about the running backs. So, if you run Dak as a running back, you could do some things as well. Continue doing the things that work. Because they worked before and they can continue to work now. And that's pretty much what it is. So, that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think about the current state of the running backs what we have. I think that we're going to have a pretty good offense. Now, I say that and using that as an oxymoron because we have a great offense, but because our offseason is the way it is, these first couple of weeks of the season are going to be basura because these players haven't been able to work with each other. They ain't really been working out like that. It's going to be, and I hate to be a negative Nancy because I never am, but let's keep it, I keep it 100. There's going to be some soft tissue injuries. There's going to be some injuries, period. Because these guys are not in football form. They haven't had an off season. They haven't had mini camps or OTAs. They haven't been to the facility to do these things. They haven't been around the medical staff. So this all affects what's going on. So granted, I'm doing these breakdowns as if the team is going to be 100%. But common sense, we know what it is. I don't have to keep saying that every breakdown, just so you know. I'm just going to do it for this one because it's the first one. But we know that it's all predicated on how the season is going to go with COVID-19. But in the meantime, between time, that's all I got. Thanks again to all my subscribers, man. It's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.